but this is when he was being arrested. So I will make this. Let's go. And for the first minute, it doesn't have. I'll skip it.
Hey, how you doing? How are you? All right. What's that person now? Cheers, please. Chris. You can step out real quick. All right. So remember how I talked?
Can we do this maybe out here so the kiddos don't have to hear?
Here, one is sleeping and one's next door.
So remember how we talked about the investigation and things that would transpire? Okay. And I told you I'm always going to tell you guys the truth. There's no secrets here, right? So based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened. Okay.
Please come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
No. Okay. So no. Listen. No. Listen. Okay. This doesn't change. This doesn't change what's going on. Okay. What happens at this point? It's simple. Okay. What happens at this point is you are going to be taken into custody. All right. And you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours. Okay. After the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor. So again, I can't change the consequences of what happened. All right. But what I'm going to ask of you. Okay.
Could I just have you stand up for me, please?
Come on, Chris. Let's go out here. Can you grab him some shoes, please? No, come on, Christopher. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you say bye or can you say
So listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not resisting.
I know.
Okay.
I need you to listen. I need you to listen. Okay.
Relax.
So you will get your shoes
Just relax.
and these are the options. Okay. The reason I'm here and meeting with you in person. The reason I'm here meeting with you in person is because I don't want this to be anything more than what it needs to be at its base.
Let me just tighten them for it.
I don't
Let
want
me double lock them. Don't pull on your hands right now.
kids. I don't want the kids to see dad get hauled off.
Am I gonna be the
That's gonna be between you and Cole.
Hold on, you're gonna double lock. Here you go.
Chris, I'm gonna be here. I'll take care of everything. The funeral is Friday. Fuck. No heart. No fucking heart at all.
You go.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on you that's gonna poke with the Scholtes? Okay. What's your name? Christopher, are you willing to talk some more with us?
No.
I'm just gonna go back to my thing. Is that okay?
And it's okay for you to be angry at me. I'm not offended. Like, it's okay to vent your frustration. But just, I want you guys to understand that this has to take place. This is something that has to go forward. Okay? You're worried about the funeral, things like that. These are things that you can have a discussion with the judge. All right? I'm sure that the county attorney is going to be taking that into understanding consideration. Okay? I will get you some information as far as I'll text it to you as far as contact information for the jail, as well as the prosecutor's office, the county attorney's office. That's kind of where we're at. Like I said, I'm never gonna lie to you. It would be horrible if I come up here and go like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. No, that's not how we operate. That's not how I operate. I'm telling you these things, even though it's the worst news, aside from what you dealt with earlier, because I'm being 100% honest and I don't want you to be deceived or think that something different has happened. The reason we're having this go on right now is because it has to go forward. I'm sorry. You have my number. If something comes up, if you have questions, please reach out. Okay. The reason I wanted to do it in this morning is because I don't want any more fights. Okay. Let them know that, you can keep it simple. Dad had to go with the police officers. He's addressing some things with what happened. And just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he covered it, but he may not be held. It's up to the judge whether or not he's held. So there's
He doesn't, it's not like he doesn't have prior history, things like that. They take this into consideration. And obviously they take into consideration the family dynamics of what's going on.
You're on as well.
I'm muted. Holy crap, boomered it. We are watching body cam footage from Christopher Scholtes out of Arizona. This is the 37-year-old man that left his 2-year-old in the car. His 5 and 9-year-olds were in the house, by the way. He left his 2-year-old in the vehicle because supposedly she was taking a nap. The car shut off after 30 minutes, which from the sounds of it, he knew. And his 2-year-old daughter is no longer with us. So he was originally charged with 2nd-degree unaliving, and a grand jury upped the charges to 1st-degree. I'm not sure I agree with the upping of that charge, but I also don't have access to all the evidence. Yeah, he also has a 16-year-old from another relationship, a prior relationship, that said she was surprised that this hadn't happened earlier. The 5 and 9-year-olds said that he left them in the car approximately 59 times. And his wife, there's a history of text messages from her saying not to leave the kids in the car. It's yeah, it's just bad. And the fact that I have a 2-year-old who I am paranoid about leaving in the car for any length of time, I don't this is personal to me. His wife is a 35-year-old anesthesiologist at a local hospital who is the one who found her, because apparently she went in the house after she got off work, didn't see her daughter, and asked where she was. And that's when he remembered that she was in the car. Also, he apparently lied about what time he got home. The time that he said he got home and started to leave her there, and the time that a neighbor's security footage captured his car pulling in the driveway are 2 different times. Yeah, this is a huge nightmare. I can't even imagine. I can understand how people get sidetracked and forget things. However, you should realize once you get in the house, if you were that type of person, you should realize that you only have 2 children in the house and the third one's not there. And the excuse of she was sleeping is complete BS to me, because this one will throw a hissy fit when waking up when she doesn't want to be woken up. But I would rather have a pissed off toddler than a dead toddler. I mean, and I get paranoid that I'm gonna leave her even when I know she's not with me. Like, I'll go to Walmart and I'll still look in the back seat, like, oh, it's like, oh, she's at home with her dad. Like, she will be fine. Yeah, I know that one of the news articles said something about the fact that they upped it because it implies that the prosecution thinks it was intentional. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, it's really hard to, either way you look at it, it's negligence, but I don't know if it was intentional. And I don't know if you can prove that it was intentional. But I'm not a lawyer. So JKD Buck, it was 109 outside that day. And the body will not tolerate temperatures above 107. So yeah. I mean, the mom sounds like she has it together. I mean, she is a doctor. So, and not even that, she's an anesthesiologist, which means she went to extra schooling and extra residency to get that title. However, like, if you're a man, you've had to remind him multiple times to not leave the kids in the car. She should have ended that relationship and taken those kids away from him long before that, because this is not even right. But we will get back to the body cam footage.
Alright, you have to first come out. So please. Hey, Grace. Can you step out real quick, man? Alright, so remember how I talked?
Can we do this maybe out here so the kiddos don't have to hear?
Here, one is sleeping and one's
Okay.
So remember how we talked about the investigation and things that would transpire? Okay, and I told you I'm always gonna tell you guys the truth. There's no secrets here, right? So based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened.
Let's come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
No.
Okay,
Here.
so
No.
listen,
Different angle.
listen. Okay, this doesn't change
You
what's
haven't
happening.
heard this.
This doesn't change what's going on. Okay, what happens at this point? It's simple. Okay, what happens at this point is you are going to be taken into custody. All right, and you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours. Okay, after the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor. Okay? So again, I can't change the consequences of what happened. All right. But what I'm going to ask of you.
Oh, make them lose their father.
Okay.
Can I just have you stand
Here,
up?
come on, Chris. Let's go out here. Can you grab him some shoes, please? No,
Right there.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Can you say bye to her?
Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not resisting.
I know.
Please.
Just relax.
I
Just
need you to
relax,
listen.
Christopher.
I need you to listen.
Just relax.
We will
Just
get the
relax.
shoes,
Just relax.
and these are the options, okay? The reason I'm here and meeting with you in person, is because I don't want this to be anything more than what it needs to be at its
So,
base
Just
level.
so you guys two, we're trying to make
don't
this
want
as little of a scene as possible, so.
I don't think we wait till
after the funeral.
I don't want the kids to see dad get hauled off.
Seriously.
Am I happy?
That's gonna be between you and the court.
Can I give him a kiss?
Yeah.
Chris, I'm gonna be here and I'll take care of everything. Seriously. The funeral is private. Fuck. No heart. No fucking heart at all.
You go away.
Yeah.
Do you have anything inside your pockets, Christopher? Okay. Anything on you that's gonna poke, stick, or stab us? Okay.
I wonder who said that they had no heart, but he unalived somebody and you're telling the cops that they have no heart? Something just doesn't add up there.
Oh, you guys have the new ones.
Not a clue.
We're going to 107. Christopher, are you willing to talk some more with us?
No.
No? Okay. Can we just put it back there? If we're gonna transport him, we should probably. All right, Christopher, anything inside your pockets?
No.
You just have to, it's standard, okay? Hey, Brooks, on the AC, look on the bottom, it says rear, let's get the AC.
As good as I can do my dad's.
We'll do a second. Thank you.
But that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, I'm never gonna lie to you. It would be horrible if I come up here and go like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. No, that's not how we operate. That's not how I operate. I'm telling you these things even though it's the worst news, aside from what you've dealt with earlier, because I'm being 100% honest and I don't want you to be deceived or think that something different has happened. The reason we're having this go on right now is because of it has to go forward. You have my number. If something comes up, if you have questions, please reach out. Okay. The reason I wanted to do it in this morning is because I don't want any more complaints. Let them know that you can keep it simple. Dad had to go with the police officers. He's addressing some things with what happened.
And I'm not sure if he covered it, but he may not be held. It's up to the judge whether or not he's held. So there's
He doesn't. It's not like he had an unprior history, things like that. They take this into consideration, and obviously they take into consideration the whole thing.
All right, and then it just goes back into the other officers. So it tells it from each person's angle. It's I don't agree with the mother-in-law, if that was who that is, saying they have no heart. I think that police officer that was the first one, maybe he was the detective, he said for the most part that, like, I'm being 100% honest with you. It's not fun, but this is what we have to do. And this is what you did, so this is what we have to do. I appreciate the fact that he was 100% honest and straightforward. I don't agree with her saying they have no heart, because it showed that they had a huge heart. They know it was a rough time and they were sensitive about it. They didn't drag him out of the house. They didn't say, well, we have to arrest you, and then left. Like, they took the time to explain things. And I commend him for not talking to the cops. Because as we know, cops might be nice to you, but they are not your friends. They will do whatever they can within limits to get you to talk and say something that they can use against you. So don't talk to the cops. Cops are not your friend. Doesn't matter what you did, who you did it to, what color you are, what age you are, what time of day it is. Cops are not your friends. Don't talk to them. And my friends who are cops and who are retired police officers will even tell you, yeah, in a official capacity, don't talk to us. Like, yeah. So they upgraded the charges to first degree. He did have a court hearing and he pleaded not guilty. The court hearing was short and I didn't see the whole thing. It's just what the news article showed. Yeah. Yeah, I have this same sentiment. Like, they have a place, they have a job to do, and I understand that, but sometimes y'all yeah, you don't need to go above and beyond to be nice to them. You be civil. You say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and you say nothing else.